Good Moyed. I trust you've had a fantastic time with your families and wonderful Sadarim. We're now heading to what is known as Chol HaMoed, the intermediate days of between the first days and the last days of Pesach. We are able to go to work, but not too much. We must celebrate, but we're still able to drive. It's these intermediate days of the holiday which allows us to sit back, relax, eat some matzah, talk to friends, and be social and go out onto tiulim and hikes. But then we come to the last 2 days of Pesach, at least in the diaspora, and the seventh day in Israel. And the question that people ask is, what was all this thing about the seventh day? All we know is that the Torah says to us, Yom Shevi'i is the seventh day, is a yontif. What is going on with the seventh day? So the truth is, the seventh day of Pesach is a very, very important day. It is actually the highlight of the entire week of celebration. We start the celebration with the Exodus from Egypt, the Seder, as we are told. The Jewish people gather in Ramses to travel to Sukkot, and the journey starts. They arrive at the sea, the Yam Suf. They are there, and suddenly they hear the noise of the horses, the hooves of the horses, and the wheels of the Egyptian chariots. They see the dust cloud as the Egyptian army is approaching them. They see the sea in front of them. They turn to Moses, and they start to pray. We read about the miracle of the splitting of the sea, how the Jewish people pass through on dry land, how the Egyptian army is washed away, and they are free to travel in the desert. So it's the culmination and the highlight of the entire celebration. As such, the highlight is to go to shul on Shabbat on the seventh day, to read about the story in all its glory, to say we stand up when the Song of the Sea is being recited. We have a sense of connection to our ancestors. We too are walking through the sea. We too are experiencing the Song of Moshe. It is interesting to note that there is a special tune that is sung in shul. It's not the regular Torah tune, but a special tune composed in honor of the song that Moses sang with the children of Israel. One of the interesting other traditions that we have on seventh day Pesach is something known as the Tikkun. The word Tikkun means a correction, and is a custom amongst Jews to stay up studying biblical and Talmudic texts, midrashic texts, throughout the night. The focus of these texts is one of faith. The Jewish people left Egypt. They were following Hashem. And now they arrive at the sea. Will they have the faith to follow God into the water or not? So the seventh night is the night in which we work on ourselves, strengthen our resolve, strengthen our faith in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It is a wonderful way to finish the celebration of Pesach. Yes, there are no specific mitzvot related to the day. The day is focused on celebrating the faith, the birth of the Jewish people. And symbolically, we can almost see a birthing metaphor. As the sea splits, the people cross through, and a new world awaits for them on the other side. There's a fascinating medrash that says that when the sea split, it split into 12 different paths, which is strange. Why 12 paths? Our rabbis explain that the 12 paths represent each and every tribe. That each of the tribes, when they traveled through the sea, had a unique experience, different from the others. Each one valid. And this teaches us a very important lesson on what it means to be part of a community. That everyone's going to have a different experience, a different take on the event, but it is a shared experience. There's another very famous medrash they tell about the splitting of the sea. And they say like this, that at the splitting of the sea, the lowest maiden, the most illiterate person walking through the sea, had a greater prophecy than even Ezekiel ben Buzi, the great prophet of the Bible, who describes in graphic detail how God, the Merkava, the chariot of God. The question that is asked is, what happened to all these people? Why do we not know about them as famous prophets? Why do we only know about Ezekiel? And the answer is, when you have a spiritual experience, how do you respond? Ezekiel prepared for the experience. He took the experience and carried it with him. Those who went through the sea were wowed by the experience, but it just washed over them, became a memory. On seventh night Pesach and on seventh day Pesach, we want to try and be like in Ezekiel. We want to take the experiences that we've had, the beautiful Sedarim, the experience of family, of learning the lessons of faith, and imbibe them into ourselves as we journey through the year. What a wonderful way to end the first Chag of the new Torah season. Chag, wishing you a Chag Sameach.